Gotta wait for the band to stop there. So, hello everybody, thank you for having me. Just want you all to know that I am the anchor runner of this relay, so I am standing between you and lunchtime, so we'll keep it snappy. It also is good here to go last, because I can talk about some things, but I can learn from a lot of my colleagues as well. I actually got to walk away with some pretty interesting thoughts as we move forward and grow our relationship. Most importantly is after Pete provided ice cream, I was gonna provide night vision goggles to everybody, but I can't beat ice cream, so perhaps next year we'll be here and we'll get you those goggles. But I really do appreciate a little bit of time, and we'll get through this and get to lunch. So we are going to focus on the collaborative autonomy. Excuse me, that's hard. It's scale. And so what does that mean? Department of Defense, a lot of contractors, they start with something small. They start with a product that works, and then it grows because they start to work with their customers and build requirements, and then they start to get to the next generation of what they want to build. When we go through that, we build cutting-edge stuff, and we still work with Excel and person-to-person. We might as well probably have a couple of Campbell's soup cans with some string working around the engineering offices. And so we really have a dichotomy between what we're telling our customers we're doing and the way we're acting. So oftentimes we talk to people in industry, like Palantir and others, and we say, hey, help us come to the new age. And a lot of them will pretty much give you some, they'll listen to what you're saying, and then they'll just parrot it back to you, give you some nice dashboards, et cetera. And so the thing that I really love working with Palantir about is I didn't really necessarily say what I wanted. I told them what I didn't want. I did not want a dashboard to tell me I was in trouble. I know when I'm in trouble. I wanted someone to give me some predictives and some ways to take a look at those indicators and get me not only technologically advanced, but decisionally be able to be more agile and able to maximize costs and efficiencies. So we were talking about Formula One. Race weekend starts a couple hours, I think, down under. So this is apropos. Heidi Wood works for our corporation. Those that don't know, we're about a $20-some billion corporation, got a lot of people. Heidi is in charge of enterprise transformation across our organization. And what you see there, I'm not going to read you the quote, but it's about speed, right? Everybody wants speed. That's how you get into the market. That's how you win. However, when you grow, if you only care about speed, you create an enormous amount of waste. That's not efficient always. And so what we wanted to do was blend the two and be able to make sure that we were competitive but lean. Our corporate slogan is we want to be the trusted disruptor. We want to work with the government, DoD, and not only give them innovative solutions, but talk about innovative ways to sell them those solutions. So actually, in a lot of regards, we're a lot like Palantir in that way. So what do? We have night vision goggles. So you think Call of Duty, you play with your kids, that's what we make. You see it in the movies, that's what we make, and more often than not, it's actually our product that you're seeing. We make aiming and illumination products as well, so think again the movies, the red dot, that's what we make as well. And as we see in the world, lots of stuff is going on. Our job is not only to provide products, but we care about our mission, and we want to get our product to the people who need them quickly. And no one wants to hear, oh, we didn't get you something because our MRP system was down or wrong, right? It's just not acceptable. So we really want to make sure that we get this right. We have a growing demand, and you can see there that our ambition is, again, not dashboards. As we've grown, we had systems that worked for us then, but we don't have systems that work for us later. And so that's important to us. We've got a bunch of databases. I didn't need an ERP, MRP system. Not that those are bad, but those are 5 years of implementation just to find out you did it wrong. Honestly, that's how that works. We're trying to take what we have and make it better. And I think that's a really important part of our Palantir relationships because they've come in just a short amount of time and made us better. I like the idea about taking our databases and building the pipes between and conditioning data in between. So we're going full Super Mario on it, right? The plumbers, Marios, we're going about the pipes and trying to make our data move more efficiently and get it to places where we can use it faster. So I've got a couple scenarios here, really simple, red box, top left. We got a lot of products going along, and on this one product, ENVGB, Enhanced Night Vision Goggle Binocular. It's a mouthful. We're low on our revenue for a quarter. That's because these things go out in harm's way, they come back, and you have an issue in the field, and you have to fix it. So from a business standpoint, I got to find out. We have many products. I got to figure out how I rotate something else in a quarter, short term, to get it into my revenue, and get the cash out product out the door, and get the cash in. Cash is fuel for our speed. And so as you see, it was a pretty quick demo, you're welcome, but as you see it, it's really basically what we're talking about here is taking, much like I think Pete was saying, this is 5 people for a week and a half. And so not only is it a lot of people for a long amount of time, that week and a half, the answer's done. It doesn't matter, 13 weeks in a quarter, you just burned up one of those 13, and the data that you've come to is not actionable. So that's really what we're talking about again. It's not just speed, but it's efficiency with the data. So you're gonna see top left, green box, went from red to green, we got our revenue, and really what we're talking about is going and looking at our inventory and looking what we can build, understanding that we have a deficiency in one area to deliver a product, saying how do we go query all of our stock, our database, hundreds of millions of dollars of inventory, how do we go look at that and see what we can build quickly? So the next part of this is talking about another product. So it's not just, we have one, it's not working, we want to get to another. This is about, hey, we have one high runner product that we need to make sure we're getting out the door. And I need to know if there's one piece part on the BOM that we're missing or many, because I've got inventory coming in. We make 50 to 60 of these a week. You extrapolate that out, it's pretty high. Some of them, we make 120 of our PEC 15s a day. So we're talking about very agile, very quick. And so in this demonstration, you're really going in and drilling down into why it is that a delivery is delayed. Is it a lot of parts or is it one? Because that gives you 2 things. It gives you, number one, where's the root cause? In this case, the lens. How do you go talk to those suppliers and accelerate, get expedited work orders, et cetera. But number 2, you don't want all the rest of the BOM. The other X number of thousands of dollars coming in when you're sitting there waiting. Because again, that's locked capital that we need to unlock with this decision-making process. I will say, a little bit of a side note, it's kind of neat here, because you see the exploded view. What I'm excited about is not only trying to do this, inventory unlocking and making the decisions, there are tentacles that this can take in our business because we can then start to drive our configuration management system in. And so we can actually get a lot smarter in the engineering side, and this is kind of the portal into doing that. So we've understood that the lens is the issue. We can go into MRP speed, and we can start to take a look at what the suggested actions are, not just, hey, you got a problem, period. It's what can we do about it? And you see there's a couple options on the left-hand side. Expediting POs, you can talk about rework. You got some housings for something else. Can you rework it into what you want, et cetera? And so, again, when we talk about kind of going to green on the right-hand side, this is something that really we do, but it is always too late. It is always, you're basically writing the story for what happened. We're trying to write the story for what's going to happen and be able to use this proactively to make sure that we're making the right decisions with the resources that are in our building and spending money and making sure that we're unlocking inventory so that we can get the cash and meet our financial contributions. But again, I will stop with, much like Palantir, we have a lot of people we work with that are veterans and worked in the service, and so the why we do it is not hard to find. We're a for-profit company and all that kind of thing, but the why is really hard. But the how you do it is what we're trying to get to with the help of Palantir. So almost there. So together, I really already did this chart, but together I'm excited about this opportunity. I think it's like-minded companies that are working together, and I'm excited about where it's going to go. So enjoy your lunch, everybody. Thank you.